connected with the link? Are you connected with the link?
Sorry for the delay. I'm back. It's okay, fine. Mm. You can keep
All
moving
right.
on, sir.
So welcome. We're live now. We're live now. It's 8 p.m. on the dot. No,
Okay.
it's so welcome. We're live now. It's 8 p.m. on the dot, and we want to use this opportunity to quickly welcome our audience to this beautiful webinar, and it's one that we want to be able to make high level of impact and be able to show you what rug pulls are and how to be able to spot rug pulls. Today with me in this webinar is an enigma, one that has done as a global figure, one that has done extremely well in the cryptocurrency space, one that has also have proven track record of experience to and can actually share what it means to act to be in a rock pool situation and actually come out of it successfully. With me today is the phenomenal CEO of Boundless Pay, Franklin Peters. Franklin, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me uh, on this episode of your program. Looking forward to sharing my knowledge on the topic. You're all welcome.
Yes. So glad to have you here. So truly, you can imagine somebody like maybe imagine somebody called Sam at the moment is on this webinar now, and because the person Sam invested into a DeFi project, and because he invested into that DeFi project, what he did though, he did not do bad though. He basically wanted to make money because a particular project was selling at a point in time, and developers of that project was like, this project you will make so much money out of it and it will make you rich. So Sam is intrigued and he decided to invest large sum of money into, let's say, cryptocurrency like Terra Luna. Like a couple of that happened in 2022, and decided to invest a lot of money into something like Terra Luna. And at first, it seemed to be doing well. Then the price of the coin possibly went up a bit, and then Sam started making some money. He was excited and was telling his friends that my people are making so much money and all that and all that. But guess what? One night Sam slept. And when Sam woke up after he slept, basically Sam could no longer see any money in his portfolio. He had a zero balance. And he just wanted to he almost lost it. So because of this type of scenario that a lot of people have experienced, like so many people in the cryptocurrency industry, even I myself, have been a victim of rug pull. I think for me it happened with Safe Moon. Safe Moon was a cryptocurrency that did me one crazy rug pull one time. And it now makes me want to quickly ask you the first question that has so much in my mind now, that you should kindly explain to us, how can somebody identify. First and foremost, let's start with definition of concept. What is rug pull? What is a rug pull?
All right. So, in my own definition, rug pull is a situation whereby a coin or a digital asset, the owners or the creators of a given digital asset decides to take off the liquidity backing that
Mm,
digital asset, right?
mm,
Yes, that is what I define as rug pull, a situation whereby creators of a digital asset decides to play a fast one on the holders of that asset. In some scenarios, you see a coin that had liquidity of, say, $100,000 or $1 million, and all of a sudden, you see that the coin no longer has enough liquidity to continue um, upholding the trade of that coin, and the people who bought those coins end up losing their money. In some cases, the owners of the coin would mint excess volume of the coin and dump it on the market. you know so generally it's like a malicious move by creators of a project to take off the liquidity of that asset, leaving the investors stranded.
pause. In your words, a malicious move by the developers of a project to take off the liquidity of a particular project and leaving the investors stranded. So, just to be able to break down that concept of liquidity, for somebody that might not really understand what liquidity is, liquidity means the money that is actually locked down somewhere for one to be able to exchange that token for cash, or maybe for another cryptocurrency that you can maybe sell out. So they pull out that liquidity and then leave the investors of that cryptocurrency project stranded. So, Sir Franklin Peters, I'm wondering, from your years of experience, how have you been able to identify some potential rug pulls? Have you been able to
Okay,
identify
so
some of them?
yes, originally, you know, eh, you know, people who are new into the cryptocurrency space, they are called newbies, right? So a newbie comes into the space. If he's not well informed, usually the newbies think that cryptocurrency is a get rich quick scheme. Most newbies come into the space because they have heard stories of people who started trading cryptocurrencies or who invested in cryptocurrencies and made a ton of money out of it. Either because the price of those coins pumped from the price they bought it, or they traded and made excess money, or they participated in airdrop and those airdrops pumped. So, and you notice that most newbies that come into the cryptocurrency space comes in during bull runs when the market is bullish, right?
Yes, doing
And
very well.
so, yes, yes. And so they come in with that mentality that I'm in here for the money, right? Thinking that that's how it works. So that drives them to make some irrational decisions. They see a coin that is you know mooning or pumping, and they just jump into it. um Sometimes they will see investment platforms that is promising to double their money or to give them profits, and they jump onto it. Sometimes they see people posting um, signals on social media, and they jump on those signals because the person that posted it is promising that, hey, this coin will do 1000x or 2000x without doing their due diligence. You know, um, sometimes maybe they will join groups where people are shilling coins, and they will go and buy those coins. So all in the verge of making crypto money, doubling their money, or getting rich quick. So all those things are practically the reasons why people get vulnerable and lose their money investing in potential rock pools. So for me, how do I identify potential rock pools? Number one, when a coin is promising to be better than Bitcoin or better than Ethereum, I rather don't invest in those coins, right? Because I believe that every coin should be able to market itself as a unique project, right? Yes, you can say that, oh, we are building XYZ and we are trying to do something better um, in this aspect, but not that you are building the the future of Bitcoin, or a better, sorry, a coin that will topple Bitcoin. All those things are cliches and buzzwords that is coined to attract people, vulnerable people, to invest in those coins. So I don't pay so much attention to such coins. Any new project should market itself as a unique project, and sell your unique selling point, and try to build yourself the way you are. Let people understand you for what you are, rather than trying to they market an already existing successful project in order to sell yourself. Number two, any coin that is promising high yield return. For instance, you used Safe Moon, as an example when you were talking earlier. Safe Moon kept on pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping, right? And people were jumping on, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's nowhere to be found right now. So any coin that is, promising high return on investments, any coin that is artificially inflated or artificially pumped in the market, as far as it has already pumped, it's the potential of it dumping very hard is very high. So, I identify such coins and I don't jump onto them. Thirdly, um, what do you call it? Coins that are attached to MLM programs, right? Programs that promise you to um, pay you some certain ROI or percentage if you invite your friends or something like that. Those are also potential rock pools. Fourthly, coins that you cannot, uh, you cannot, you don't know who the owners are. I mean, the project just comes up, and people are jumping on it. There are no owners, no visible creators or founders. Is a potential rock pool, right? Fifthly, coins that do not have use cases, right? Most of those coins can be doing well today, and because there are no use case to back them, the moment people lose interest in them, the value and price of those coins starts dropping. So even if they don't rock pull it, um, at the end of the day, you get rock pulled because you lose your money, right? So there are so many things that I personally look out for when I want to decide on which coin to buy. There has to be real use cases. There has to be owners, or a consortium or a community that can say that we are the owners of this project and this is what we are trying to build, right? It doesn't have to be a get rich quick scheme. Let me give you one example. Back in the days, there was a coin called One Coin. One Coin was promising people that it will double every 6 months or something like that. Um, and today, One Coin is nowhere to be found. People lost good amount of money. I also participated in one coin, one project then called TBC. Early in the days, TBC was every day.
This is how you know people that are OGs. Oh,
It was growing every day. If you put 1 million in 1 month, it will become 2 million. You know, but today, where is it? It's nowhere to be found. So all those kind of projects that are not realistic in their projections and in their promises are potential workers.
wow, wow. This is like somebody going to Harvard and learning these things straight up, because I tell you, you nailed this spot on. You see, even me, you made mention of TBC. I think when I started, I just graduated from school then, 2014, 2015. I think around 2016, I came across TBC. I was in my balcony one day. I was just, somebody called me and said, invest into this thing that grows every day by 5%. I was like, what? 5% every day? And then I'm like, okay, no, I do you know that I launched. I was a student and I was making money in school. I had about 1.9 million left from what I was doing in school that time, and I launched all of those
It-
money into TBC. And today,
mm,
that coin is nowhere to be found. You also said
nowhere
that,
to be
yeah, you also said that if the project team is not good enough, it then means that we should run for our dear life. Run, oh, run, and run away for your dear life. And then you said a couple of MLM platforms, and they say bring this to bring that and bring that. And if the coin does not have a good use case over time, because there's nothing sustaining the ecosystem. Nothing is generating revenue as they are giving out. So there's no use case to actually back up that particular project or their idea. And that can also be a very big red flag and a way to actually identify rug pull. So for me, I think I can look at a situation and say, okay, well, maybe I will be able to spot some red flags, and I'm sure that a lot of our audience they've actually learned from that. Now, I want to ask you one question that's personal to me, because what if I've been a victim of rug pull? What do you think I should do if I've been a victim of rug pull, or I just got rug pulled now? Is there anything that I can do? What can I do if I've been a victim of rug pull?
So the thing about raw pools is that the thing about crypto and the financial market generally is that it is um, potentially high risk, right? The entire financial market. It's all about how you manage your risk, right? How
Hmm.
you manage your risk. Um, if you know how to manage your risk, you'll be able to take advantage of both potential rock pools and the likes of it, right? So, and it's all about education, and that's why I like what you are doing in Forum. You know, shedding the light on what people need to know and educating people properly. So now you can make your decision. What I usually tell people is this: um, in your portfolio, divide your portfolio into three. Number one,
Hmm.
low risk, long term portfolio. Number two, mid risk, long term portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, high risk, short term portfolio. Let me say it again. Number one, low risk, long-term portfolio. Number two, mid-risk short-term or long-term or mid-term portfolio, however you want to do that one. And the last one is high-risk long-term portfolio. The low-risk portfolio should have most of your capital. It can be 50% of the entire capital. That one you
Mm,
can invest in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, in coins, in things that you are vetted and you are sure that your capital is safe and secure, right?
yes.
In the mid-risk one, you can put it on the ones that you are not so sure, but you still want to protect. But on the high-risk one, you can put it on potential rock pools. Are you getting it? But you should know that it is high risk. It should be money, it can be like 10% of your portfolio, because some of those rock pools can give you too much money, oh, if we are to be realistic or tell ourselves the truth. If you do your homework well and you do your research, there are some opportunities. For instance, those that are invested in uh safe moon. I know somebody
Yes.
that used $100 to make about $100,000 in safe moon. I know somebody that used $20 to make like $5,000 in what do you call it, in Dogecoin, and some of these coins that have, I won't call them rock pool, but they have dumped heavily. So
Yes. True.
so I won't say because it is high risk, you should not take advantage of it in any way if you know how to research. But winning in this market is all about knowing what you are doing, investing from the point of knowledge, being able to know what you are doing. If you don't know what you are doing, then anything goes, right? So if you have a small portfolio and you have dedicated it to high risk, you can as well study any coin generally, and even if there are potential rock pools, all you need to do is, if it's still safe for you to invest, keep your eyes on it and sell when you've made profit. If it goes, fine, it's not all your money, right? But sometimes, especially in bull runs, I'm trying to be very, very realistic. In bull runs, a lot of meme tokens will come out that will make people money. A lot of what do you call it? Tokens may even just pop up, and they may do 100x, 10x, and you shouldn't use because it is potential rock pool or potential coin that can dump, right? And miss out on those opportunities. So just craft out your portfolio well and invest what you are willing to lose, even if it's $10, $20. You can spread it across and keep your eye on the market. If those coins starts going up, you can take profit and run for your life. It's the crypto
Ah,
market is a wide what they call it, west. It's a wide,
West.
yes. So it's, you just have to do stuff. But if you don't know how to do analysis, and you have not learned how to do your own research, then don't even go close to those kind of coins. Only invest in the ones you understand. So that's it. And if you have lost money on rock pools, there's usually
It's
nothing
your
you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, except you maybe, I don't know, if you have an agreement with somebody, maybe somebody invited you and told you to buy the coin and promised you that this coin will do this, to do that, and you do it based on the conviction of the person. If you sign an agreement with such person, you can go after the person. Do you understand? If you have a written agreement with the person, you can go after the person. But if you don't, it will be very difficult, right? So it's good for you to know what you are doing, make your decision by yourself. Don't attach it to anybody, and take responsibility of the outcome of whatever that decision is. Thank you.
wow. So you are trying to tell me now that if I've been involved in rug pull, and that happens. All my money possibly might have gone for
It's
vanishing,
gone. It's gone
or
for
it has
vanishing.
in Yoruba, like they will say in Nigeria, "Oti law," or
But
like one of my very good friends used to
it's
say,
gone.
Ivan dot Tech, you've gone to Rec City. So quickly
Yes.
to follow up on this question, right? It would, because when you look at it and you say maybe you have had like an agreement or one or two things and all that, yeah, people can actually do that. But want to look at it too from the developer point of view, from an industry expert point of view, from a bird's eye point of view, and say, okay, truly, what are the legal implications of this of rug pull? Let's say somebody is a developer possibly goes ahead to do something like that, he's caught. What might be the legal implications? Or in general, what are the legal implications of rug pull? The ethics side of it when it comes to the cryptocurrency ecosystem.
Let's look at the legal implication from Nigeria's point of view, right? And globally, it's a cyber crime to want to create something that you maliciously intend to use to make people lose money for your own benefit. Is a cyber crime, right? And so if you are caught, you will pay dearly for it. I remember I
Mm,
said something about maybe if somebody convinced you and you sign an agreement with the person. But aside from
mm,
that, if somebody convinced you or convinces you and you didn't even sign an agreement with the person, but it turns out that the person is involved maybe in the creation of that project, you find out and you can prove it, you can still go after the person. Do you understand? But if the person is probably just an affiliate and you get cajoled into investing, it may be very difficult. So I won't be speaking for the law, but generally, it's a crime, a cyber crime for somebody to intentionally make you lose money for their own personal benefits. That's the thing. And globally as well, not just in Nigeria. Yeah, we have seen a lot of. I think it was 2 days ago. I saw a news. Ronaldinho, the football player.
mm-hmm.
Yes, he is currently facing a charge, and that's because he promoted a token that scammed people. He promoted it. There was a time this
My
girl,
own Ronaldinho,
some
my guy, the
guy,
footballer, the
your guy.
footballer.
Yes, there was a time. What's the name of this former Kenya West wife? Um, this
Kardashian.
this Kardashian. There was a time she was facing legal charges
Yes, I
for
saw that
promoting.
as well.
So it's a global thing. You don't intentionally create something in order to defraud, make people put their money and lose their money, and you go scot free if you are caught. No. So that's the implication. And
Wow.
even if you are not caught, but the community finds out that you engage in such acts, they will no longer believe you or trust your guidance. If you tell them to do something, they will not want to do it because it's possible that you are trying to take advantage of them. So
Of that
socially
trust.
and yeah, generally, it has implications.
Wow. Because of the fact that you have hit the nail on the head, guys. If you love your money, you love your crypto, ensure that you take some of these advices that you are getting from an expert. You see, I knew Sir Franklin Peters way back in about 2018, there about 2019, when he started, when he was in the cryptocurrency space already, having proven track records already. So he's not speaking to you from a newbie perspective. He's somebody with high level of experience, and you can see how relaxed he is dishing out these different advice to you, this wisdom nugget and ensure that you are taking full notes so that you don't fall a victim of rug pull and you can protect your crypto because the bull run is coming. The bull run is almost even here because we're already at the reset already. We are going to the halving season, and in this season of the halving, you see so many things in the market. But one thing that is um, bothering me at the moment is it seems like this rug pool or the projects that are actually involved in the rug pool, they happen in the DeFi eco space. You might hardly see rug pools happening in centralized exchanges like that, because maybe they might have gone through a little bit of verification process. But then, since the advent of decentralized finance, and we could launch tokens, it can just be on Pancake Swap, Uniswap. It has been one of the most interesting problems in the eco space. So I want to ask, is it that it is only paramount in the DeFi ecosystem, or it is something that is also general you might have also experienced?
Okay, so the thing is, like I said earlier, the fear of the law is the beginning of wisdom, right? Recently, as recent as last year or last 2 years, there was a young boy at the age of 29 who was potentially the youngest billionaire in the whole world, chairing the number two exchange in the whole world, FTX. Today, he's
Oh.
he's a government property and is being dragged around because of something. But then again, there are people in the space who have done worse and nobody even know where they are or how to catch them. So that is the reason why centralized exchanges are somewhat safer because the people that are managing it are careful. People know who they are, they can be easily tracked, right? But in the DeFi ecosystem, people are doing and undoing because they can mask themselves, they can hide behind an identity, you know, and a different identity that is not theirs, and they can perpetrate some of these hideous acts and still
Hmm.
and go away without being getting into trouble. Even though the ecosystem is getting more mature by the day, and um, gradually, even DeFi is now being tracked. It's now easily tracked to a good extent. So even if you are hiding your identity, you can still be possibly apprehended if forensics is run on you and you are caught up by in the act. So that's the reason why I believe that centralized exchanges are more careful. I will not say that they are so safe, but they are more careful and are trying to implement multiple safety measures. Nobody can easily wake up tomorrow and say, I want to build a centralized exchange. And then next tomorrow, I will now rock pull people. No, number one, creating that centralization, you have given out a lot of your identity.
Yes.
Number two, you will spend more money creating centralized programs because you have to there are so many dependencies. But in the area of DeFi, you can literally just have a developer and have something built up and everything is so automatic. So just one person or two can be in their home, in their room, controlling a DeFi platform. I'm not saying that's how it's that easy, but I'm telling you how some of these projects that come up here and there pop up.
How they work.
So yes, so centralized exchanges are really, really much more safer in my opinion. There has been some centralized exchanges that have gone down, like Cryptopia, and the likes of it. Um,
Yes.
but you still get emails from them, and they are trying to see how um, they can help resolve the matter because they don't want to be in the government net. So, but when it comes to DeFi, It's really not that way. So I mean, it's the choice of the traders to make actually.
Okay, so when you look at it, we have been able to clearly state that there are some rug pulls that happen both in decentralized finance ecosystem, amongst also giving examples of rug pulls that also happen in the centralized ecosystem. Would that quickly make us that quickly wants to make me actually ask you, like, what are the types of rug pulls truly that are available, no, that are currently existing?
Types of rock pools. I may not be able to give a structured answer to that, but I'll tell you that based on my experience and some things I've seen, there's one they call liquidity stealing, right?
Mm.
Liquidity
Yes.
stealing. That's the that's the popular one, whereby the owners of the project steal away the liquidity of the project and just rock pull the people, as it's popularly called.
Mm.
Uh-huh. There's another one whereby I think I talked about it earlier, dumping. The
Yes.
owners of the coin will create more coins and dump it on the people. Do you understand? That's the second
Yes.
one. The third one, there's one they call honeycomb or
Honey
something like that.
potting.
Honey
Honey
potting.
potting.
Yes, honey potting. That one, you see the project, it will be pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. You will say, let me buy so I can make profit. Once you buy, you can no longer sell the token.
Lie, lie, oh. Your money
It's
is stuck there.
gone. Nothing
A
like
couple of them like that. When I just started, I think you just buy it and then you cannot sell. And anytime you try to even sell, they take a small fee from your BNB that also possibly goes back to the developers as well again.
yes, yes. So that one is another match um one. There's another one uh the one that they don't allow you to, you can only sell a certain amount. Say you buy $100, the maximum you can sell at a time will be like $10.
Mm,
You
and that's
understand?
embedded into the smart contract of itself again now.
Exactly. So they have kind of locked you out. Then there is one that will blacklist your wallet. Once you buy huge amount, they will blacklist your wallet. Your wallet can no longer be able to transact.
On that platform.
While other people can transact too. But you now, if you want to transact, it will not allow you.
Otilo.
So that one is more like there is fishing, catfishing. So there's a whole lot of there's one they call creaming the top. Creaming the top.
Wow.
Creaming the top, a coin
Yes.
a coin will be organically pumping, but the creators of the coin will never allow that coin to pass a certain price. So let's say the coin, let's say the total liquidity in the coin is $200,000.
Yes.
You know that
Mm-hmm.
if somebody invests another $20,000, the price of the coin will go up. Maybe the price was $2 before. Somebody put
Yes.
more money, the price of the coin will pump a little, maybe $2.5, right?
Yes.
So that
Yes.
creaming the top, the admins of the coin, each time somebody put 50,000 and the coin pumps to $2, they will take that extra on top. So the price of the coin will perpetually remain on $2 or below. It cannot go above
Oh.
$2. Yes. Anything that come
Oh.
on top of it, they will take it. So there is so many crazy ways that people do this rock pool. Yeah.
Because I tell you the truth, I lie not. When you look at the different ways that they do these things, it's if from what you have said now, I think I can just quickly now classify some of them as hard rug pulls and soft rug pulls, because some of them, they are able to still allow you go away with your funds. Some of them, they will just lock you in there and tell you that you are not going anywhere
There's
again.
another one I just remembered now. There's another one I just remembered. They will increase the impact, the price impact of the coin. That's a tax.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
you sell, let's say you bought the coin at 100, let's say you bought $100 worth of the coin. If you sell that same $100 worth of the coin now, right,
Mm-hmm.
they will automatically charge you 50% fee, gas fee. So you can
Wow.
only get 50% of what you bought. If you want to sell it, you lose 50%. So some of those things are soft rock pulls, if I may say.
Wow. You can see that truly it has been an extremely expository um, time with Sir Franklin, because I never even imagined that despite the one of creaming the top, like that creaming the top, some tokens truly their price never goes up. You just see them, will just
Yes,
be there. There's a way they will just be doing it, and you buy the token, you are waiting for it to go up for it to cash out. Like
yes.
yo, the thing the thing no go ever grip pump. And it now makes me to wonder how much money truly has been lost in rug pull in recent years.
Yes, there has been so much money lost in rock pools, so much money. In fact, there is an index that curates this rock pool value. I think in 2020, how many billion dollars was lost in rock pool? But I will be able to give you the top 10 highest rock pool in the history of crypto so far. Um,
Mm.
yes, I'll give you the top 10 major ones. Number one, the number nine, you will laugh. Number one is one coin. One coin was, as much as there were so many rock pools that period, but it's the highest so far, and it was the craziest,
I
to the
have
point
a
that the owner.
Apologies for cutting you. I have a guy that stays close to me here. He brought his son recently to start upskilling him in blockchain and artificial intelligence as we at our academy. And he over I've known him for the past 4 5 years. And in the last 4 5 years, anytime I see him up till he brought his son, he's always saying, I'm waiting for to cash out of one coin. I'm waiting to cash out of one coin. And one coin just migrated to this platform. They said you can buy cars with the token now. So, like, the man has been waiting for so many years and never cashed out. What highest level of rug pull? So
No,
you
no,
can go ahead, my
rock
friend.
pools, they'll make you think that some big money is coming. But
Yes.
one coin really put people. So the first one is one coin. Over $4 billion was rock pulled on one
Mm.
coin. $4 billion. Number two is Todex. There's one called Todex. Over $2 billion. There's one called Anubis DAO. That one $60 million. There's
Ah.
Uranium Finance, over $50 million. There's Market Finance, $31 million. There's Abix Finance, $10 million. There's Luna, Luna, Luna Yield, over $10 million. There's No Dog, $10 million. There's Squid Game. Do you remember Squid Game?
Yes.
Squid
Ah.
Game, yes. So all these are rock pools, significant rock pools that we have seen in recent times, and it has taught people a lot of lessons. So
Whoa.
yeah,
Like if in fact, most recently, when you put all those figures together, you see that we are already climbing into 20, 50, about almost 20 to 50 billion already. And when you look at it, even a
Yes.
past the last week, I think even your favorite amphibian meme coin, Pepe, I think it dropped about 18% on Friday morning when some of the developers moved some tokens from the multi-sig wallet. And I think that rug pull that they did on that was about $16 million as well. So even as recent as 20 this August, this same August, so sorry, August that just passed rather. August that just passed,
Yeah.
a rug pull happened. And if you notice, a lot of people made so much money too from Pepe coin. As the coin went up so much, one of our first rule of trading is never chase a moving market. Number one rule of trading
Yeah.
that will follow here is never chase a moving market. If you get into the cryptocurrency when it is just starting, when the market has not started moving against you, you still have a chance that before the market drops down totally, you can exit even at a bit of profit. But however,
True.
when you buy at the top and you have chased the market has moved against you, you are not the one chasing it. The market now is like, okay, let me do you dance back and reverse. Pwah! And then as soon as the market reverses, you just discover that you have lost everything. And and sometimes it is so devastating because you might have put in maybe your last funds into it, and then maybe you might start from scratch. Sometimes I've seen a couple of people, um, some of them took their life, suicidal attempts, and I want to advise a couple of us now that are listening to this that please, if it is too good to be true, just like my very good friend Franklin Peter said, then do not go into it. If it is too good to be true, then do not what go into it. Another thing you must do too is to ensure that just like he said, he had making mention of liquidity. Ensure that you are able to do what? Check your liquidity, the liquidity of these cryptocurrencies, and then know that that liquidity is locked. That liquidity is what is very very locked. I want to, but he just got. I just remembered now that you yourself you are a computer genius, a whiskey developer, a badass. So there is a badass smart contract creator. So there's a high possibility that you also understand a few things about auditing, smart contract auditing, and how they might also help investors avoid rug pull. What would you say about that?
Okay, so auditing a smart contract does not entirely safeguard the project or the token or the community from being rug pulled. Do you understand? Um, it only shed light on the vulnerabilities of the smart contract. It only
Mm,
does that. It doesn't even fix the problem. So most people say, has this smart contract been audited? You tell them yes. They say, oh, okay, now I can invest. No, that's wrong. It's not because it has been audited, now it is safe for me to invest. No, the reason for auditing is to show or shed light on the vulnerabilities of the smart contract to get this is where things are wrong on this smart contract. So when you want to check, confirm that, oh, you know it has been audited, then go and read the audit report. The audit report will now help you to know, is it safe for me to go ahead based on these metrics, or is it not safe? So that's for that. Are you getting it?
mm-hmm.
Secondly, I gave multiple examples of types of rock pools. A good number
Yes.
of the major rock pools that people pull has nothing to do with smart contract being audited. For instance, minting and dumping, whether you've audited your smart contract or not, right? The smart contract can um, show that there's vulnerability in it. Like, I mean, the auditing may show that there's vulnerability in the smart contract, whereby people can be able to, the owners of the project can be able to mint more tokens. And if it's something you are not comfortable, about, then it can be a signal for you not to even invest in the token. Are you getting it? That's number one. Um, Secondly, some smart contract developers can go and put a backdoor on the smart contract that they can use to be spoofing money out of the smart contracts. Are you getting it? And
Yeah.
if you don't see that, if you don't read the audit for yourself and understand it, then you may not even know that there is such vulnerability. Smart contracts that have been audited simply just shows all those things. Shows that this smart contract has a possibility of honeycomb attack or something like that. It
Yeah.
can show that the owner of the smart contract have not denounced ownership of that smart contract, meaning that he can modify or change some things in between of that smart
Yes.
contract. So that's what this audit does. But aside from that, it's a lot of other things that can be done um, to rock pull people. Whether people reach the smart contract or except they decide, hey, I'm not going to invest in this token, that's fine. But if they end up investing, someone who have already made up his mind to rock pull people would definitely always find a way to bypass some of those things. So that's where the integrity of the owners of the project comes in. If there's no integrity, then there's no need for you to even invest in the first place.
If there is no integrity, there is no need for you to invest in the first place. Because it's not only rug pulls actually do not happen with just meme coins or maybe no. I've seen it happen in Terra Luna. He just said also it happened with FTX, happened with a couple of other ones like that, and all those things. So you can see that it is not. You cannot be too extra careful. I mean, yeah, as if a friend of mine was telling me something last week. He was just on his own. No, he kept. It's not that he traded though. My very good friend, he just deposited $100,000 into FTX exchange. He just left it there so that the money should just what go. He did not go and look for trouble, sir. In a centralized exchange that was rated as number two in the world, even had good relationships with the US government
So
at
the
a particular,
government, yes.
and then this just happened. So one can not be too careful in this thing, but you must now start looking out for ways to be ahead of the curve through education, and that's why having the privilege of a wise man like this. There's a quote I saw recently that few minutes spent with a wise man is much more than 10 years reading books up and down, because in that few minutes he would have shortened his experience for you into this. And one thing that even reconfirmed what he said is this. He was saying something about the smart contract auditing that does not really make you to be free away from rug pull. And a lot of people, you say you want to read this, you say, okay, you've seen that there's a smart contract audit. Why don't you even read the smart contract audit before you go and invest? You will see that it's there, but you will not read it, and then you go and invest. It's a typical example of what they say about Africans, that if you want to keep something from a black man, hide it in a book.
Put it in a
Then
book.
I think it applies to almost everyone now in the world. Because you can see that this rock pool situation does not just only fall back to Africans. It's also a situation that happens across the world. So please, guys, try your best to see that you are able to go through the smart contract audit reports before you get into these different cryptocurrencies. One thing that is very interesting is education, just like he has made mention of, is what will make you to stand out. It is only education that will see that you can only invest in projects that have a clear roadmap and a team of experienced developers. Only education will ensure that you do your research on the project and read reviews from other investors. Only education will see that you are wary of projects that are promising unrealistic return, just like our Oga at the top, Sir Franklin, just said. And only education and coming to webinars like this would make you know that you should not invest more money than you can afford to lose. One thing that can also quickly help is the fact that maybe when you want to buy a cryptocurrency that you're not so sure of, maybe try with first you can try with maybe $5. See if you can actually sell it. You can buy and then sell. You try with $20, $100. Then before you push in like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 into that particular project, try with small amount of money, see that you can actually swap it back and forth before you now what go into it. So, Sir Franklin, as excellent people, we do not like to keep you much more than the time that was allocated for this project. So, as we round up and come to an end for today's insightful session, I want to say I'm extremely grateful to you. I quickly reiterate that gratitude and say thank you for the wealth of experience that you have shared with us today. And I actually got educated if on the part of the creamy pie and all those creamy, the one that have that one that as it's going up they'll take some money out of it. I got a lot of education from it, and I'm sure the viewers, they were also extremely educated. So before we go, any last word for the audience on rock pools?
Okay, so like we all know, education is one thing that sets one free from bondage. Is if you are properly educated, you are liberated from darkness. That's why um, they say that if you're educated, you are the enlightened one. It means that you are now liberated from darkness. So, um, being part of this session today, I believe you have learned one or two things, and most importantly, is you applying that which you have learned. Um, Try to read smart contract audits if you must invest in any coin that has been audited. If you don't know how to read, then you can share with someone that you believe knows how to read, or understand the result of an audit. It will help you to make a better decision. Number two, um, don't invest out of greed. Don't invest out of greed. It's very important. You will lose your money for sure. Number three is um, portfolio management. I said it in the beginning. Do
Yes.
not put all that you have in one basket. Split your portfolio into three: low risk, short term investment, mid risk, mid term investment, and long high risk, short term investment. So your high risk investment should be short term, and it should be small portion of your capital, like only like 10% or 20% of your entire portfolio should be on your high risk investment portfolio. The rest should be on mid risk and short and long, low risk. That way, even if you lose the money on the high risk by investing on a rock pool project or something like that, it doesn't take away all your money. So I believe you have learned, and I wish you all the best.
Yes, I have learned, and one of coming from a point of education, and also seeing that you are not greedy at all, and you have high level of portfolio management. Sir Franklin Peters here is the CEO of Boundless Pay, which
Yeah.
is a platform that you can store cryptocurrencies. You can actually be able to purchase, you can buy, you can be able to do a lot of things. So you can also quickly follow him on Twitter, follow him on Facebook, follow him on LinkedIn, follow him on my man is everywhere. Think of the social media platform that you are in. The blockchain oracle, Sir Franklin Peter. So quickly go up there, look him up, follow him. He shares quite a lot of insightful updates on things like this. And as you know, at Vermeer, we are key about education, which he stated very factual. And you cannot actually take the place of experience in the life of a man. And that's how we've packaged all of this experience into things that are educational. And then you can go and get this education for yourself and learn it at the comfort of your home, just like you are seeing this particular webinar from the comfort of your bed. So go on vrem.co, click on register. When you click on register, go to explore courses. You see different courses that you can take, different courses from solidity to that helps you with smart contract as well, to EVM, to trading the finance market. Then another thing is, like he said, education again. By the grace of God, there are some books that I've written in the past that guides you, that has like the manual for it. Wealth of the blockchain is there, and evolution into the metaverse is there. Even recently, from code to consciousness, bridging the gap between artificial intelligence and humans for super productivity or for powerful results. And artificial intelligence can also help you too, to be able to see how you can be 10 steps ahead of your mates in terms of investing. And Sir Franklin Peters has a book that I will quickly want for you to get and learn from it. Mistakes of a first time millionaire. Some of you were millionaires from cryptocurrencies before, and then you made mistakes, and then you made mistakes. So do well to go hit him up, let him know you want it, go get more knowledge. We're looking forward to seeing you at the better side of life. And until next time, my very good friends, thank you very much, Sir Franklin. It was an extremely good time with you. We say thank you again. I'm extremely grateful. From this side of a humble servant, looking forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a great
All
time.
right.